it's Sandra. Welcome to another episode of Asexualise, my asexual life. This is a place to be for education about asexuality, all things asexual, and I share my asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. If you haven't already subscribed, subscribe and hit that bell icon right now. So, welcome to Asexual Perspectives Month. This is day 2, and we're going to be reading from Asexual Perspectives book. If you haven't already got a copy of this, please grab a copy on Amazon ASAP. So yes, I founded Asexual Perspectives Awareness Month in 2017 when I released the printed version of this book. As this book celebrates our diversity across the asexual spectrum, our differences within it, that's what Asexual Perspectives Awareness Month is all about. And today we're going to be discussing what are the benefits of being asexual. So I really love doing these type of videos because there's a lot of people that feel as asexuals, when they're not asexual, we're missing out. Like we're withholding back something from ourselves, denying ourselves the pleasures of the body, as it were, denying ourselves sex, and we are living this terrible, horrible, unexciting, boring life because sex is not involved in it. Yes, there are people out there that really genuinely feel this way. I've had guys saying to me on dating sites, "Oh, that's just so boring." And like, why would I want to be with someone who doesn't want sex? And like, I'd never be with someone who doesn't want sex. Like, it's so bad. And there's something so wrong with it when it isn't. And so for these people who just are hell-bent on believing and thinking that if you don't have sex, you lead a miserable life, I'm here to tell you we really don't. We live a very fulfilling life because we're not obsessed with sex and we're not sexualizing everyone and trying to get sexual gratification all the time, which can be exhausting, in case you didn't realize, and very addictive. So, in Asexual Perspectives, but what are some of the perspectives of different asexuals on the benefits of being asexual? Well, this is Philippa Duke's story. This is page page 34. What are the positives about being asexual? I asked Philippa. Life feels so much easier. I know what I want. I know what I am. And I luckily know I won't have to deal with some crazy love triangle in the future. I'm safe as houses from all that emotional mess and STIs. So yes, I think I totally agree with that. As an asexual person, I know exactly what I want and don't want. You know, I love a romantic relationship, for example, without sex. I don't like to be touched in sexual places, but I do love lots of kissing. But for me, I like to do the PG stuff, you know, where you see PG rated stuff in movies. I like to do the PG stuff like holding hands, kissing, cuddling with clothes on, sitting on each other's laps, that type of thing. So, yes. What are the positives about being asexual? Carrie Ann, I asked in Asexual Perspectives book. This is page 187 if you've got the book at home. So, for me personally, it's easier to be single and enjoy being alone. It seems like sexual people will just bounce from one relationship to another without ever really working on themselves. On the other hand, I spend too much time working on myself. Laugh out loud. Yeah, I do feel that when I talk to a lot of heterosexuals, Orlando, pink venom. What's pink venom? I don't know what pink venom is. I've got pink on, but there's no venom in it. I don't know if that's what you mean. But yeah, I'm actually, this is my night clothes. This is my Eeyore night top, actually, because it's night here. It's like 5 something in the morning. I haven't been to sleep yet because I've been creating my Asexualise no BS dating relationship channel, another channel, which is just totally dedicated to dating relationships for asexuals. So go and subscribe to that if you haven't already. Yes. So, yeah, so I do agree that, you know, I think that when I talk to heterosexuals, I do in fact find that a lot of them have not worked on themselves. A lot of them are not into personal professional development, and not the ones on the dating sites anyway. They just want to go along and just, I don't know what they want to do. I spoke to a guy who said he was like me and asexual when he saw my post in a dating and spiritual group, and then he had this video call with me, and it was really, how can I put it? Very physically based, and like he wanted to give me a physical experience, like just by talking about stuff to make me aroused. And that was pretty much the majority of the conversation towards the end. And I kept saying, well, I want to know more about your personality and stuff like that. Anyway, I didn't hear back from him the next day, and I've just blocked him now. I don't want a guy like that in my life. I'd be very surprised if he's genuinely asexual. I mean, he said, because I am an asexual that's had sex before, he's and I felt everything when I had sex. He's like, "Oh, well, you can't be asexual if you had sex." I'm like, "Well, yeah, I have had sex in the past, not for nearly 12 years, and I felt everything because my genitalia still works. I just don't want sex, I'm not bothered about it. I'd rather be doing other stuff, and I've never looked at a guy and thought I want sex with him." So, but this guy just wanted a really physical experience with me, I think, over that's not touching, but like a emotional, like mind thing. Really weird. Anyway, he's out of my life now. So I don't know if he's really asexual and on the very, very grey end of the asexual spectrum or not. But I do feel that us asexuals um tend to be more aware of ourselves, I think, and what we like and what we don't like, because we are outstanding. We stand out in the big world, and we stand out to ourselves. We kind of know something's different about us because it's just so blooming obvious, really, in the sense that people around us are so different, but then we can mistakenly think there's something wrong with us when there isn't. So, yeah, there is that as well. So, Callie's story. What are the positives about being asexual? Page 279. I feel like this question has a lot of dependence on how you identify. For example, as a sex repulsed asexual, one of the perks is that I don't have to worry about pregnancy or STIs, but that would not apply to an ace who was in a sexual relationship for whatever reason. So yeah, when I did have sex in the past, I used to get pregnancy test kits because I was so fearful of ever getting pregnant, because it would be my worst nightmare. I've never wanted kids in my whole entire life. I can still have children biologically, physically, but I do not want them ever. I knew at 15 years old that I did not want them. And yeah, I just have never ever changed my mind on that. I knew I didn't want kids back then, and that's the same. And so I'm so glad that I don't have sex anymore, because I don't have to worry about getting pregnant. I used to get paranoid that I might be, and it was awful. It was a very tense and anxiety inducing time. And I have to say, being asexual, not experiencing sexual attraction, being sex repulsed these days for me personally, and not wanting to do that ever again, and not having an interest in doing that again, and just knowing there's other people like me in the world that do like kissing without sex is just amazing. Even if I haven't got a live partner at the moment, just to know that is really good. And it helps me to set boundaries in nightclubs and places with guys, because I know there's other people like me in the world. It stops me getting into situations where I think, oh, this is the best I can ever do, because I know that's not true. And so I think when you find other asexuals, that's a huge benefit of being asexual, when you find other asexuals like yourself that you can relate to, and therefore that you don't have to accept second best and do stuff you don't want to do, when there's people out there who want the same type of thing as you, even though it's difficult to even find the right asexual person for a relationship. But so yeah, I think that's a very positive thing. And Callie went on to say, I think one of the main positives for me personally is that I'm more objective about things that have to do with dating and such. So people find me good to come to for advice. Now, I would say I'm more objective to a certain extent, but because I have romantic attraction, strong romantic attraction, it can temporarily push back my own judgment. I wouldn't say I'm not aware of my own judgment, but I'm like, oh, maybe this guy might be better than I think he is, you know? And he turns out not to be usually. So, yeah, I think for me personally, because I've got an emotional romantic attachment, it's harder for me to actually have an objectionable point of view sometimes. But I usually know these days if a guy's no good for me, even if I like him. And I just cut off from guys who basically want to waste my time because they don't want a relationship with me. They just want a connection with me. I'm not interested in guys like that, you know? I made that clear. There was a guy earlier who goes, oh, I'm in Berlin. Why don't you come over? I'm like, any guy who expects a woman to go and travel to see him is not a good guy. So, yeah. What are the positives about being asexual? Isadora said, I get to avoid all the fuss and bother people go through with sex. Instead of dealing with wanting a partner and dating and all that, I just get to shrug and go do something else. I often see the hoops people jump through for sex, and I feel relieved that I'm not like that. Yeah, some people will do anything for sex, you know, and it just ruins a lot of lives, in my opinion. People have affairs because of sex. I mean, I very recently joined a spiritual dating group, right? And I've got married men in my inbox. One guy is like, oh, I think I'm the guy you've been looking for. And then I go on his Facebook and he's talking about his wife with a picture of her with him. It's disgusting. I'm disgusted by guys like you. And you shouldn't be talking to other women if you've got a wife. And if you want to talk to other women, you should get a divorce. It's disgusting. Samantha G's story. What are the positives about being asexual? More free time to do whatever I want without having to worry about finding a partner. More chances to see someone as an actual person instead of an object of sex. A better chance to understand what it's like to be a minority in today's hypersexual society. So, yeah, I think more time to do whatever you want without having to find a partner. I think that's for asexuals that don't want to find a relationship, don't want to find someone for a partner. I personally do, and so that takes a lot of my time up. But I think there's more free time to do whatever you want when you're not thinking about sex. You don't have to prepare for sex. You don't have to go out and buy condoms and other things like that and get the pill in you and upset your body in that way. You don't have to be thinking about what time are we going to have sex and preparing the bed sheets or whatever and then cleaning up afterwards. You don't have to think about all the sweat and all the, you know, and finding an appropriate time to actually, you know, have it when people are working and stuff like that. So I think that's a huge bonus. I think it's more you're able to see someone for who they truly are, their personality and other things about them when sex is not involved. You actually have a higher chance, I think, of finding out if someone's compatible with you or not when you haven't got sexual attraction involved, because sexual attraction just clouds things. And yeah, it is weird being a minority in a hypersexualized world. It's very strange, but like Samantha says, you know, you get good insight into that. So I'm going to end with actually my perspectives from Asexual Perspectives book about the benefits of being asexual. There's quite a few I put down here. What are the positives, benefits, in other words, of being asexual? Everything apart from the difficulty in finding a suitable life partner. I'll repeat that. Everything is a benefit about being asexual. Everything's a positive apart from trying to find a life partner. I truly believe that, you know? I don't ever have to have sex again in my life. Hooray. I'm so happy about that. It feels such a relief to not have that pressure on me, to not have that expectation, to not think I've got to do that because there's no other option, and feeling trapped and repressed. No pain through intercourse. So I did have some pain when I did that, even though my ex tried to make me as wet as possible so it didn't hurt. I still had issues with that. No chance of ever getting pregnant. I just said that a few minutes ago. I'm so happy because my worst nightmare would be having a baby. I really don't want that. I'm not a baby person. It feels gross. I'm pregnancy repulsed as well. No chance of getting STIs or STDs. As I refuse to date heterosexuals, I can date again without feeling anxious that As I refuse to date heterosexuals, this is in 2017 when I wrote this book, I can date again without feeling anxious that the ace guy is going to want to have sex with me at some point, and I can focus more on getting to know if he would be a good match for me rather than the sexual tension getting in the way and my hyper-romanticism and high arousal levels being mistaken for heterosexual attraction. So let me just stop there with what I'm saying. Right, so I have tried to date heterosexuals again since I wrote this book, and it is a frigging nightmare. I'd much rather date asexual guys. I really want to be with an Indian asexual guy so much, but it's very hard for me to find that right guy, you know? And I have to talk about this, right? So I was thinking for years of my life that I was heterosexual. I believed I was that. I thought I was a normal heterosexual who just didn't like sex very much. And I mistook, looking back on my life now, because I've discovered a huge amount of things about me since my asexual journey started in 2014. I found out that I have higher arousal levels, but zero sexual attraction. So my hyper-romanticism and the way I like to dance and kiss, which is sexual behavior with no sexual attraction, people would mistake that for sexual attraction because there's social cues of when you're sexually attracted to someone. There's certain body language, and I do some of that body language whilst not actually being sexually attracted to the person. This defies psychology. It defies like body language signs and all this lot. So that's very, very hard. Because even if I dance sexily with a guy, even if I'm grinding with him, even if we're bodies somewhat close to each other, even if I'm stroking his hair or holding him close to me, I still don't want sex with him. And usually those are some of the telltale signs that some person wants sex with you. The fact they hold you close, they bring you closer, they're physically comfortable around you, they're kissing you a lot and being intimate. You would, if you're heterosexual, think that person wants sex with you, but I don't. And so that's very difficult. But for years, I thought I was heterosexual. And to the population, I probably look and behaved like I was and probably still look like that in nightclubs. I mean, I get people coming up when I was kissing the older guy in the club saying, "Oh, get a room," and stuff like that, because they think I'm sexually driven and sexually charged because of the way I'm kissing all the time. I'm doing tongue kissing for hours, but I'm not interested in sex. I'm not driven towards sex. I'm driven to passion without sex, but not sex. So I think it's very interesting how people automatically assume that arousal is linked to wanting to have sex, whereas with asexuals, it can be for nothing and no one. You can just get aroused in and of itself. I can find love without sex. So I haven't actually found romantic love without sex yet. I have had friendship love without sex, but I can find it. It is out there. Just at the moment, I haven't found a guy who specifically loves me without sex. I can make more friends, and I have a lot more friends because I now know that many guys are only suitable to be my friend and not a potential sexual partner. Also, I have made a lot of wonderful asexual friends since helping asexuals online, some of whom I see in person would never have met or thought about talking to had I not found out I am asexual. Yeah, so I met my best friend Andy through asexuality.com. He no longer identifies as asexual, but he's still my best friend. There's Mordecai. Big shout out to Mordecai. I met him on ace-book.net, which is a dating site for asexuals. We're not suitable for a relationship, but we are suitable to be friends. I met Martin, big shout out to Martin, through this channel actually, but we're not suitable for a relationship, but we're still really amazing friends. So this is good. Had I not found out I was asexual, I would not have met these people, you know? So I'm very grateful for that. I can meet others who are asexual and understand me both online. I can meet these people and through meetups with them offline, either one-to-one or through the asexual meetup groups that I organise. So I've organised asexual meetups from 2015 onwards. I've only had one-to-one meetups this year, but usually it's more than one person I meet up with. And so it's great when you meet up with other asexuals because they usually understand your mindset to a certain extent, at least, and you can relate to each other. You have that commonality of asexuality to pull you through, you know, as a team. I have a deeper understanding of myself, even more self-love now, yeah, because I understand myself better. I love myself more. I am more fearless because I have to talk about intimate personal details online in order to help other asexuals. Yeah, before I start this channel in 2015, when I first discovered I was asexual in 2014, I could not talk about sex with anyone apart from a previous ex-boyfriend that I had. Not my parents, not a best female friend, no one. So that was quite isolating. So now I push through my fears and barriers and boundaries to do this channel. I'm proud of it. I know my body better and my physical needs and limits in a relationship more now on what I do and don't like. Yeah, when you're discovering about asexuality, it can be like an awakening to your own body, your own needs because of societal condition. You're so used to doing certain things, behaving certain ways, and let people touch you in certain ways because you think you have to do it and it's what's expected of you. You don't know any different. So when I start my asexual journey, I began to reflect more on myself and what I actually thought when I was in a relationship with exes, what I wanted, what I believed, and what I needed. And so I think asexuality is a great awakening to who you truly are, where you can peel back the layers of years of conditioning and be the beautiful asexual person you're always born to be, but probably never realized. Yeah. I am more self-assured and confident with who I am, my relationship goals, and my life purposes. Yeah, because I know that I'm asexual now, and there's no question about it. I'm much more confident in the way I talk to guys and what I say to them. I'm much more confident going forward in my life and doing this channel. And so it's given me a great sense of security and self-belief within myself. I feel honoured and blessed to help other asexuals as much as possible, and that gives me a great satisfaction and sense of achievement in my life. So yeah, I did a test years ago in work to see what I'm motivated by, and responsibility and sense of achievement came first, and then, well, responsibility first, sense of achievement second, and then third it was money. So I'm not primarily motivated by money like most people are, and it gives me great satisfaction when I've achieved putting videos out on this channel and I get messages saying how my videos are helping inspire them, helping people keep going, helping people be more positive, helping people to not be suicidal and to not think they're broken anymore, you know, to cut all that out and to be happier. So it's good. I can link other asexuals to each other and spread awareness of asexuality on a more global scale. I do that through my Facebook groups for asexuals. I can be part of a world-changing mission to get asexuality recognised as a sexual orientation in its own right throughout the globe. So no asexual has to live in fear of ridicule ever again. That is my mission, people, to get asexuality recognised throughout the globe as a sexual orientation in its own right. So in case you didn't know, LGBT plus QIA, the A stands for asexual, could also stand for agender and aromantic as well, as some people think, right? But my mission is to get asexuality recognised as a sexual orientation in its own right globally, because if we just are always clumped with LGBT plus, people who are outsiders, who are heterosexual, if you like, won't have a clue what the difference is. And it's vital that we get across the information. There's some people in the world that don't want, don't like, and don't need sex, and that is normal. And these people are called asexuals. This helps to prevent rape situations. It helps to make dating and relationships fair on dating sites and dating apps. And it just, paves the way forward for us being able to come into our own and being able to stand loud and proud of who we are and our own asexual identity. It's very, very important. So some of the other positives I said in this book about being asexual, I feel I can bridge the gap between asexual and sexual understanding, as I have lived a heterosexual life in the past despite being asexual. Even though I've not had as much sex as some would have had, I'm still very experienced in this and knowledgeable. So that is why I've started as well my Asexualise dating, no BS dating relationship advice channel. Go to the post tabs on this page, go and click through that new channel and subscribe to that one as well. This channel is still my main channel where I talk about love, life, dating, relationships, confidence, and I share my own asexual life journey in order to help others. So you'll see like bits about my life on here, and you'll see me giving education, information, resources, and all sorts. So it's a mix of everything for asexuals. But the other channel specifically for dating relationship advice, and on that channel I welcome not just asexuals but heterosexuals as well, because it's important that heterosexuals understand asexuals and that we understand heterosexuals so we can come together and live in harmony together. Yeah. And I feel I'm the one to do this and bring asexuals to heterosexual, if you like, for greater understanding, because I've had heterosexual relationships for over half of my life and I understand both heterosexuals and asexuals. And I want to fulfill my mission while I'm live on this planet Earth. So please go subscribe to that channel as well. So yeah, I can write more asexual books as I have experience of being asexual, and I'm well connected to a lot of asexuals around the globe, and I adore writing. It's my life purpose. So if I wasn't asexual, didn't know I was asexual, then I wouldn't be able to write books for asexuals and be as happy as I am helping asexuals. I live and breathe asexuality every day of my life. I'm constantly speaking about and it doesn't say constantly speaking about, but I am constantly speaking about asexuality. I'm constantly seeking to understand asexuals better, despite whatever personal view I hold. So I personally don't like BDSM, for example, can't stand it. I don't like porn either. But I do listen to other people. I do know there are asexuals that watch porn quite a lot, actually. I do know some asexuals are into BDSM and things like foot fetishes and spanking. I personally hate them, but from a professional point of view, yes, some asexuals do that. And they take part in BDSM stuff without sex. So, it does exist. And some asexuals watch porn to masturbate to go to sleep to, for fascination, because they like watching that. Maybe they're addicted. But, for a variety of reasons. So I can't say that just because someone watches porn, they're not asexual, because that wouldn't be true. So my own personal opinion and views of things I don't like, it matters to me, but it doesn't matter in the professional sense, because I know what the truth is professionally, as in some people do watch porn and who are asexual. Some people do have BDSM traits and things they want to do, even where if I don't agree with it. Right. So I have become much more open-minded to increase my understanding, awareness, knowledge of asexuality and to help others. So yeah, since discovering I'm asexual, the benefits are a major thing is I'm much more open-minded now. I'm much more open about trans people. I'm much more open-minded about lesbians. I've had no problem ever with lesbians and gays. Just I haven't personally felt so comfortable watching two women kiss, but I've got more used to that now. But I'm, like people who are transgender, I understand them a lot more than I used to. People who are cross-dressers, I accept a lot more. I basically understand now that in order to be accepted myself, I need to understand and accept other people for who they are. So, all different genders, all different sexual minorities, I'm a lot more understanding towards now, because I am a sexual minority. I'm asexual. I can design more asexualized t-shirts and enjoy that active pursuit. Awareness. Sorry, what is it? I can design more asexualized t-shirts and enjoy that creative pursuit. At the same time, raising more awareness of asexuality. So I haven't created any new designs for a while, but I got my own shop on Redbubble, asexualise.redbubble.com, or Asexualise shop. It's Asexualise, then basically /shop, then /people, I think, something like that. But anyway, I have got a link somewhere on my channel. It's asexualise.redbubble.com is the one I usually use. There's a couple of variations, like Asexualise/people/shop, I think it is. I said it the other way around before, but there is posts on this channel on the tabs page that says, and in the description that says about my Redbubble shop. Check it out. I've got 60 designs. And so, yeah, if I didn't discover I was asexual, I would never know in my entire life that I could design asexual t-shirts and merchandise and stuff like that. It's really got me out of my comfort zone and allowed me to do things that I never thought possible. I never thought I could design t-shirts, but I have done, and people buy them. So there we go. I always love to be not normal and stand out. So being asexual really suits me and my already quirkiness. Yeah, because I already like to be different. I've always known I'm different. Asexuality cements how different I am, and it makes me stand out more. And I like being outstanding, and being standing out is good. It's good to not follow the crowd. It's good to be different and not normal. But asexuality is a normal thing, you know, it's just for some people. I believe I can really make a difference to the lives of asexuals, and that is empowering. So, yeah, I feel that, you know, the huge benefit for me of being asexual is that because I help other asexuals, I find that I empower them and inspire them, and I get such wonderful comments about the work I do. It makes me feel really good. It makes me feel good that I can give a voice to the voiceless, that I've got a loud voice to give a voice to the voiceless, that I can help others to stick up for themselves when they may feel more powerless to do so. And I can help build a community of asexuals and people who can try to understand asexuality better so that we can all live in harmony together. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'd love to know what the benefits of being asexual are for you. If I've missed any out, please do write them in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon, and grab your copy of Asexual Perspectives on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Waterstones, Blackwell's, or Walmart. Go and grab your copy now. Just type in Asexual Perspectives into the search bar of any of those bookstores, or go to any other good bookstore and order this book now. And yeah, subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss an episode. I'll see you soon in the next video live stream. Lots of love. Don't forget to subscribe to my new channel as well, which is Asexualise Dating. No bullshit, no BS, dating relationship advice. The link is in the post. Okay, go to the post tab and get that. Okay, lots of love to you. Take care. Bye, and I'll see you soon next video live stream. Bye-bye.